So good afternoon, everyone. Again, I'm Richard. I'm one of the solutions consultant of Palo Alto Networks here in the Philippines. So today, my topic will be cybersecurity in the age of AI. Right. So to start off, no, I believe a lot of things has been discussed on the earlier sessions about um, AI, no, particularly generative AI. That in the past year we see that things such as ChatGPT or similar technologies, no, has been embraced by a lot of users worldwide, making AI a common term for a lot of ordinary people, right? And we're also seeing that AI technology is actually reaching an inflection point in terms of the overall technology space, in terms of how we deploy, adopt, and also consume these AI applications, both on the enterprise as well as personal use cases. All right. So on this slide, you can see that we are particularly just starting our AI journey, right? So, in the current year, 2024, there are around 250 million users of AI applications that are mainly using AI apps for, again, Gen AI use cases. So, natural language summarization, creativity, translation use cases, right? And fast forward around 5 or more years or so, we're projecting that it's going to be reaching around 1 billion users. And the capability of a application evolves as well. Okay? So reasoning and logic capabilities as well as complex analytics can be seen once we reach that certain timeline. No? And fast forward to around 10 years or so, we are seeing that AI applications will be autonomous in nature, okay, and capable of things such as social reasoning, right? So yun yung, I believe that was some of the questions that was also asked during the panel earlier. Now, in terms of how AI is evolving and being adopted. No? So the basis on this slide again is around 1 billion users. So in comparison with technology such as the internet, which actually took 23 years before reaching 1 billion users. No? And um, also mobile technology around 16 years before it reached 1 billion users. But we're seeing in terms of AI, actually in with the help of these two technologies, no, it's becoming one of the fastest or the fastest technology in the history. So from 250 million users reaching 1 billion users in 7 years or so. And then with the surge of this number of users or adopters, we are also seeing that um, basically in the concept of law of supply and demand, that native application as well as SaaS applications with AI capabilities built within it are gonna be seeing exponential growth. All right, um, and the way things are looking into the AI space now, AI again will be a common thing for most of the people. It's not going to be an alien technology that mostly technologies are the one who only knows it, no, but it's going to be a common thing for everyone. And based on this survey here, around 43% of enterprises are using AI today. This is an EY survey. No? So 43% of those businesses that they've surveyed are already using AI today, and almost 100%, no, almost all, around 96% of those surveyed organizations are planning to use AI in the next year or so. Okay? Um, but not everything is good, no, as what was mentioned in the previous panel discussion. So I'm gonna start with the 80% there. So around 80% of public models can be jailbroken, meaning it can be altered into a different function from what it's intended for, right? And we're already seeing 100 plus malicious models that are available in the wild that can be leveraged by threat actors that can be used to attack us. And the scary thing about this is um, the 50% there, 50% of employees that are using AI technologies are doing it without the knowledge of the administrators, right? So no visibility whatsoever. So if you correlate that number, it's gonna basically really increase the attack surface for our organization even further. Right. Now, in terms of how do we approach on securing AI technology or AI applications, it's going to be the same basic principle of how we do cybersecurity. You need to protect every employee or every user that are using AI applications within your environment. And we also need to provide ample protection for the AI applications that we are building or we are using or we are consuming from our SaaS providers. Now, in Palo Alto Networks, we believe that the approach for this is going to be what we call secure AI by design. Okay? So what does that mean? It means that you need to have first visibility in what your users are doing, particularly on how they are consuming or using AI technologies. Um, Next is if your organizations are building your own AI applications, you need to have the right security throughout its development lifecycle. So same with how you do your software development lifecycle, it also attributes the same or is the same approach in protecting your AI-based applications and also supply chain. And then lastly, and I think this most important one is controlling or protecting the data that resides in those AI applications. So preventing unauthorized access and preventing data loss or data leakage all the time. And if you sum all of these capabilities, the way you deliver it or the way you enable it in your environment today, it has to be within, or it has to be available to your existing cybersecurity solutions. Right? So you don't need to invest further into adding different technology stack in order for you to do all of these things in securing your AI journey. All right. So I'm gonna focus on three areas. No, this is basically highlighting how we help our customers fight AI with AI. So let's start first with securing AI by design. So when we say securing AI by design, we are actually launching or providing our customers three comprehensive sets of solutions. First is AI access. So with AI access, it gives you the visibility to see the usage of AI into your environment. All right. So we can see what applications are allowed, what applications are blocked, who are the users that are using it, right? So visibility. And then providing as well comprehensive data protection to see all of the sensitive data that you have, all of your secrets or any critical information that you may have for possible data leakage. And lastly, providing you control, by providing the capability of allowing you to create security policies, blocking unsanctioned applications, and preventing threats, particularly on how you consume generative AI. Next is AI SPM or Secure Posture Management. So with AI SPM, this is on the application itself, no? So you're gonna have visibility or full discoverability ability to see all of the assets in your entire AI ecosystem. So the models, the infrastructure, the data sets, and all relevant components of your AI ecosystem can be seen. Right? So once you see all of those information, you can now have the ability to define what are the risks associated in all of those components. Right? So with that being said, you can do real-time assessment. You can then identify what are the top risks based on severity, and also provide you guided remediation capabilities. So from detection to remediation, our AASPM can help you with that one. And then lastly, AI runtime security. No? So when we say AI runtime security, this is mostly focused on when the application is already in production, right? The term runtime. No? So with AI runtime security, we can do or we can block common and zero-day threats, do data protection for DLP purposes, and also protect all of those AI models that they're using from being misused or being used to attack your environment. Now, given the pace of innovation that I mentioned earlier, for cybersecurity landscape, again, this is mentioned by the previous panel session that we had. Threat actors are also adopting AI. All right. So how are they adopting AI? You can see here some of the for the security practitioners. This is a scary metric, no, or numbers. So imagine from before, these threat actors can build ransomwares or any similar malware in 12 hours. But with AI helping them, it's going to be trimmed down to just 15 minutes. Same with the attack life cycle, or the attack cycle, rather. From compromise to exfiltrate, before it takes them more than a week or so. But now, it's going to be trimmed down to just 20 minutes. And then lastly, their capability to exploit existing vulnerabilities. So with pre-AI capability, it allows them to do that for almost 3 months. Now, it's going to be less than an hour. Okay? So if you combine all of those numbers, you're able to build a specific type of malware for your organization. They can do the attack life cycle and basically get what the goal, or capture the goal of their campaign towards your organization in less than an hour or so, right? And so that's the attacker's perspective, no? If you relate that to the capabilities that we have for the defense side or the blue team, so for a mature SOC, right? Typically, MTTD, for those who know the SOC metrics, mean time to detect roughly runs around 4 to 7 days, right? And then mean time to response usually takes 2 to 3 days. And this is for mature SOCs already. So those have all of the tools, all of the processes in place. But still, it's quite far for how fast they can launch the attack on you with the help of AI. Now, in summary of that, no, so security needs to be um, as real time as possible. You need to detect these breaches and able to block them, and you need to learn, no, for the as these attacks come into your organization. So with Palo Alto Networks, we invested a lot of our resources to create our own AI capability. So with machine learning and deep learning capability combined with generative AI, we came up with this term called precision AI. And this precision AI is built on our incumbent advantage because we are able to ingest 2 to 4 times more data versus other cybersecurity vendors. So that's on a daily basis, right? 7.6 petabytes of data and other metrics that you see there. So how are we using this precision AI into our platforms or our portfolio, no? So with Palo Alto Networks, we're not only a firewall vendor, for those who don't know, okay? So we have three major platforms here. We are leading the way in driving platformization for cybersecurity. So the Strata platform is actually used, no, for network security or zero trust capabilities. We have our full CNAP capable of securing your cloud environment, and AI-driven SOC with the capability of SIEM, SOAR, XDR, and ASM, no, to provide an AI-driven SOC platform for our organizations. And this delivers best-of-breed capabilities to give confidence to our customers to embrace further platformization in terms of cybersecurity. And on the last part, we're going to focus on simplifying the overall operations. No, so we're going to remove all of those unnecessary GUIs, complex configuration. That's why we launched or co-develop our Copilot capabilities with this comprehensive capability that you see here, and are doing more. No? So on the last part, actually, this is my last slide. No? So we're introducing our co-pilots. Right? So this is available across all of our platform that can provide you insights, no, to simplify your operations. It can see and provide context whenever you are inside the console, and provide guided information to really simplify how you do your day-to-day operations. With that being said, no, Palo Alto Networks remains to be your cybersecurity partner of choice, and we are ready to help you win the fight with AI. Thank you.
What if we could see cyber threats in real life? They would be everywhere, always watching, looking to gain access to our networks, clouds, and applications. Yesterday's technology can no longer stop them, but they can be stopped with consistent cybersecurity that protects work everywhere. Zero Trust with Zero Exceptions by Palo Alto Networks. We've got next.